Quarter. Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us on our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Welcome to the Clay Edwards Show. More adrenaline.
You know, it's a pretty interesting time to be alive. What's the saying? May the times you live in be interesting. We have accomplished that.
And more testosterone for your morning drive.
But when you know you've got a problem, how about tell people and be honest? What's going on?
Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson.
I feel like Jackson, Mississippi.
No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal, and they don't care, and everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now, and I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met a motherfucker.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster Clay and
Boom, shaka, laka, boom. You've tuned in to the free range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. It starts right now. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards, coming at you live here on 103.9 FM, WYAB, the 50,000 watt news talk blowtorch, making us the most powerful talk radio station in the state of Mississippi. That's right, the entire state. We are the number one stunner. What? Good morning, everybody. I'm inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios, where you can always take advantage of the free testosterone screenings. Men, talking to y'all. Ladies, talking to you too. You don't need a testosterone screening, but you may be interested in the GLP-1s, the weight loss, all of the other great things they offer the ladies over there. So, men, text Clay. Ladies, you can text Clay also if you're interested in anything else other than testosterone. But fellas, talking to you now. Free testosterone screening. What are you doing with your life if you don't know your testosterone number? Maybe you're great. Maybe it's doing just fine, and God bless you if you are. If you're not, you're just living life very blah. We're going to talk about living blah this morning. I learned a new word called horizonlessness. It's not really a word, but we're going to make it a word today. We're going to talk about that coming up here shortly. But if you're just living blah, you probably got low testosterone. Text Clay to 601-800-5130. We're streaming worldwide on the Mazda Jackson live stream. Of course, you can check that out on X, YouTube, and for whatever reason, Rumble is not going. Let me get Rumble going. Anyway, X, YouTube, and Rumble at SaveJXN. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Go to your favorite platform of those three, YouTube, X, Rumble, and type in SaveJXN, and you should be able to find me there live streaming. And if you missed the live stream, you can always go back and start it over from the beginning. That's one of the great things about that. Well, you can't start it over until it's finished. But anyway, I digress. It's there the rest of the day. Good morning to all of our folks in the live chat this morning over on the Mazda Jackson live stream. I see Justin. I see the other Justin. I see Andrew. I see Amelia. Good morning to everybody over there. Let's see here. So, and we are up on Rumble now, by the way. Not that if you're on Rumble, you can hear that or could or didn't know, but anyhow, let me get logged into my notes here and we'll get this thing started, shall we? Little drizzly out there this morning. Everybody in a rush to get nowhere. No, everybody in a rush to get where. If you're out on the roads at 6 a.m, you either been out all night or you're on your way to work. One or the other. There's no in between, is it? At 6 a.m. You are doing something. So I think the title of today's show is, if you're watching online, if you're listening on the radio show, I like to do a title for the show because I had to build the stream, create a thumbnail, put it on YouTube and all these other places, and hope that people will click on it. I hope it's interesting enough for people to click on and consume this content. So today's title is Well. There's a very popular Instagram account with the dog from Family Guy, Brian, and his little saying, well. And what that means is they'll show videos that all end the same way. Whatever it is, just whatever the stereotype is, you should have known. You should have known. We should have known. Well, today's well. Another transgender mass shooting happened yesterday. And when I first saw it, I thought to myself, well, looks like hockey in Pawtucket, Rhode Island has been diversified. Diversity is, in fact, our greatest strength. And with diversity always comes violence. Every single time. No, not that kind of diversity. Not talking about that kind of diversity. But that kind usually ends in violence too. But no. It's the transgender kind. That's right. Another mentally ill, deranged individual, white man. Ma'am. It's ma'am. Say man one more time. It's ma'am. Ma'am. Another white ma'am. That video will live in infamy forever. And what's ironic is this ma'am looks just like that ma'am. That's right. Let me pull it up on the screen here. I think we have. I think we have the technology. Did I not save that picture? Well, I've got to save somewhere else. Hold on a second. We're almost there. I thought I saved the picture on my to a whole nother screen where I could pull it up. But don't worry. We have more. We have the technology. So it's a sad situation. Of course, we try to make a little light of it here and there, but the guy's name was Robert, but of course he was going by Roberta. And they have confirmed that he was, in fact, transgender, according to the daughter. We're going to pull all this up and play it for you here. I'm getting my screen situated. Let's see here. We'll do a whole nother screen. How about that? Make it easier. I hope everybody's having a good morning out there. We got 2 full hours of the Clay Edwards Show this morning, as we do every morning. Except Mondays, we have 3 hours. Man, did 3 hours solo yesterday. That was a lot of radio to do solo. I assume Andrew's going to be back in today. He's going to be out of town a little bit later this week. Sean and I will be filling in for Andrew Thursday from 10 to noon. So you'll have me from 7 to 9, an hour off. And then you'll have me and Sean here putting the band back together for the first time in a while for a full show from 10 to noon. So here's some photos, if you're watching online, of the ma'am that decided to go shoot up a hockey rink. And I believe it killed a family member and shot 3 or 4 other people. And there's some more stuff that's coming out that says it threatened to shoot up it was at a trans rights rally yesterday, or day before yesterday, I guess, day before the shooting, where it threatened to go, quote, berserk. No. So this is the police chief, the Pawtucket police chief, just confirming that the arena shooter is Robert Dorgan, who was born a male and went by the name Roberta. Now, I haven't listened to this, so I'm curious if she honors the correct gender, or however you want to say that, the biological gender or the made-up gender.
No. As for the suspect, can you confirm whether the suspect's a male, female? We've heard that it's a transgender person. Is that something that you have in terms of information?
So what I can say right now that we have identified the person, the suspect, by a birth name. The birth name was Robert Dorgan. We have also learned that the person does go by the name of Roberta. also uses a last name of Esposito. But again, that will be all confirmed throughout the course of the investigation as to their status that really doesn't have anything to do with the investigation.
Do you have an age? An age of the suspect?
1960.
So it went from Robert Dorgan to Roberta Esposito. It wanted to be all exotic, didn't it? Imagine rearranging your whole life to go from him to shim, she, and here's this radio host in Jackson, Mississippi that just calls you it. It's a hell of a way. It's a hell of a way to go. It committed suicide after it committed a mass shooting as well. Ma'am. Sad, man. It really is. And this has been a vicious trend here lately of these people doing this stuff. Benny Johnson had to put a quick little list together yesterday. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see if I have all kind of stuff saved here. Y'all just bear with me for 1 second. If you want to call in this morning, the phone line is 601-879-0002. If you want to text the show, the Ellis Autoplex text line is 769-241-1944. 769-241-1944. And I am almost here. Benny texts a lot or tweets a lot. All right, so do I have that pulled up still? No, I'm on the wrong screen here. Let me switch this real quick. I want everybody to see this stuff. I think it's very important to know that I'm not just reading from something, because so many people like to hate and pretend that we just make this stuff up. And it could not be further from the truth. All you got to do is go look. That's why I hate arguing with Democrats, is they're just so ate up that they refuse to just go look. These are facts. But Benny says, it is now being reported that the Pawtucket, Rhode Island hockey arena shooter was a transgender, and add it to the list. Now, these are just in the last short little time here, but you got the Tumbler Ridge shooter. That was the one last week. That was that in Canada? Yeah, that was the Canada school shooter. That was that just a couple of days ago. You got the Annunciation Catholic Church shooter identified as trans. That was the one up in Minneapolis, right? You got the Nashville Christian school shooter identified as trans. That's terrible, man. I mean, they're all terrible, but there was so many little young lives. Oh, these people are evil. You have the Lakewood Church shooter identified as trans. The Colorado Springs shooter identified as non-binary. The Denver shooter identified as trans. The Aberdeen shooter identified as trans. The Iowa high school shooter is a trans activist. Charlie Kirk's assassin, Tyler Robinson, had a furry obsession and lived with a transgender boyfriend. Trump's attempted assassin, Thomas Crooks, used they-them pronouns and had a deep interest in furries and was also exploring gender identity. He closes with, radical gender ideology is pushing unstable individuals towards violence and targeting innocent people. Trans violence is an epidemic and the threat is escalating. And, you know, I would be willing to say, based on the size of the population of the trans people out here in the world, this is probably going to get me kicked off YouTube, by the way, but whatever. I'd be willing to bet that per capita, transgender individuals are the most violent and deadliest sect of people on this planet per capita. Because you clearly are starting off with a foundation of mental illness. And I know one or two trans people in real life, and they've never been nothing but nice and kind to me. So I don't really like getting on here and having to have these conversations, because I actually do know a couple of trans people, and to the best of my knowledge, they're not violent. They're normal people. They've always been nice to me. And to them, I say what I say to everybody else. that doesn't fall in the category of what I'm talking about, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking about you. I think clearly you have a mental illness like a lot of other people do. But as long as you stay in your lane, you mind your business, I'm going to do the same thing right over here. But when somebody decides to go in somewhere and shoot up a bunch of innocent people, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about stereotypes and trends. Stereotypes are earned, not given. Trends, you'd be a fool not to pay attention to. It's no different than when we look at the culture rot in a city like Jackson. What you have here is a trend of rainbow supremacists killing folks because they want to be seen. They need their day of recognition. And one of the most sad things about all this is most of these people are severely autistic. And if you've ever dealt with anybody with autism or severely on the spectrum or even slightly on the spectrum, once they focus on something, they become laser focused on that thing. And for some reason, this group of people is being targeted and groomed online and being sucked into this transgender ideology. And they're becoming laser focused on it and obsessed with it. And it's beginning to cost them their lives in one form, fashion, or another. They're committing violence and being killed, or committing suicide in the act of their violence, or they're just committing suicide because they just can't be the person that they've been convinced that they should be, regardless of any transition surgery or anything else. It's sad. They're being radicalized is the word I'm looking for, not so much groomed. There's grooming, and then the grooming converts to radicalization. And they think all of us are hiding behind every corner, wanting to jump out and get them. Well, that's frankly just not the case. No more than it's the case with non-trans rainbow supremacists. Which I was going to hit this yesterday. We're going to hit it today when we come back from the break. We got another story about LGBTQ folks buying guns because they're worried about conservatives. I don't own a gun because I'm worried about a regular LGBTQ person. That is, the rainbow supremacy is not why I own a gun in Jackson, Mississippi. I can assure you that. Now, it probably needs to be, because when you get up here and you criticize this group with the size platform and the reach that I have, it puts me right in their line of sight. I become public enemy number one by going after these people. You're supposed to just believe your lying eyes with this stuff. You're not supposed to call this out. You're not supposed to acknowledge that there's a severe mental illness here, and that they, in fact, no matter how much surgery they have, they still a ma'am regardless. Let's take a break real quick. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back here on WYAB.
.1039 WYAB.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
When Second's making a play, Short's got it covered.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Come see me, Jamie Creel, at Shelter Insurance and see why Forbes has rated us #1 in the world.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Men, if you answer yes to any of these questions, you could be suffering from low testosterone. Do you have low sex drive? ED, always tired, depressed, loss of muscle mass, obese, loss of focus and drive? You, my friends, need to get your numbers checked. Check out Men's Health of Mississippi, located in Madison, Mississippi, and online at menshealthms.com. Guys, get your numbers checked today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. menshealthms.com. Men's Health of Mississippi.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studio. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. This segment brought to you by our friends right over there at Elite Pools. Guys, I know on a day like today, it's hard to be thinking about your swimming pool, but these are the days you need to be thinking about your swimming pool. Look, Elite Pools is owned by Darren Solik here locally, right out of Madison County. But look, don't matter where he's located out of, they're going to come to you anyway, and it doesn't matter where you're at. So look, check that out. Elite Pools can handle anything that your pool needs, from routine maintenance to full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. Elite Pools can bring your old pool back to life. Is your pool water green? Hey, look, hold up. Elite Pools needs you to just think about it for a second. Before you do anything, before you go to adding any chemicals or any of that to it, it could be a range of other issues like filter, water flow, or even sand type. Elite Pools is an exclusive dealer of Jandy equipment, which comes with a 3-year parts and labor warranty, which is not a guarantee that most dealers are willing to make. That's wild, 3 years on parts and labor. Covering parts like heaters, filters, pumps, return jets, and more. Also, Elite Pools uses Merlin liners. If you know anything about liners, you know Merlin is the industry leader, 100% made in the USA vinyl. They even work after hours when necessary. I learned that the day we were supposed to do business. He had to cancel on me because he had to go take care of a customer up in Bolton. Took all day. So this is a guy that puts customers in front of everything. If that's the kind of guy you want to do business with, consider Elite Pools and Darren Solik. You can check them out online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. It's gonna be pool time before you know it. Look, they can do saltwater conversions, all that stuff. So upgrades, everything. Check them out, Elite Pools. All right, man. So the Ellis Autoplex text line is 769-241-1944. If you want to jump into the live chat, not the Facebook group, but the live chat group and participate there. Your chats will be up on the screen for everybody else to see. You can do that at the Mazda of Jackson live stream on YouTube, X, and Rumble. Just go search Save JXN and hit the live button. So there's another kind of staying on course here. There's a website called Slate, and Slate did a headline for a story where they basically told conservatives that they were buying guns to get ready to start killing conservatives. This is from Libs of TikTok, by the way. That's where I got this from. I want to make sure I give credit. And then they changed the headline because these people are so bat crap crazy that the original, the journalist, and I use those words very loosely, the journalist didn't seem to think it would be a bad idea. Of course, she's a rainbow supremacist, self-admitted. And then the editor didn't seem to think it was a bad idea. So they have multiple big websites like this. It's like the Clarion Ledger and other big newspapers and journalist sites. They have multiple people these things have to clear before they go through. And sometimes the headline's not even written by the journalist. A lot of times it's not. It's written by, I think there's another name for it, but the headline writer. So I'm not saying that's the case here, but a lot of times it can be. So the original headline reads, "Conservatives are terrified that people like me are buying guns now. Maybe they should be." By Christina Cauterucci. There's so much I could say with that last name. Well, I guess after being called out about it, or maybe not being called out about it, they just quietly changed the headline to "My Gun and Me." If you had told this suburban progressive lesbian, full stop, things I didn't wonder if this was a suburban progressive lesbian. That is the exact same thing as me saying affluent, urban, white, liberal woman. I did a whole segment yesterday about these very people becoming lesbians via their SSRI meds and their acceptance that all the giga chads they really want are conservative, and all the soy boys just don't check off the masculine boxes for them, so they just find them a stud and a toy. Anyway, so it says, "My gun and me." If you had told this urban progressive lesbian 10 years ago that I'd own a gun, I would have laughed in your face. Now I can't let my weapon go, and I'm far from alone. This came out February 11th, just a couple days ago. Now I don't have the article because I'd rather pour bleach in my eyes than read this article. I don't need to read the article to know that these people are bat crap crazy. But it is quite funny, isn't it? That suddenly leftists are finally discovering the Second Amendment. I find it very comical. I really do. That they have finally discovered the Second Amendment over there on the left-hand side of the aisle. Oh, man. They are something else. I mean, if you're going to run around here and you're going to call yourself a progressive and you're going to put yourself in one of these, especially these self-oppressed groups, LGBTQ, trans, all that stuff, I mean, wouldn't it behoove you to make sure if you really think that everybody's out to get you, wouldn't it behoove you to have a gun? I mean, that's why I have one. Everybody's out to get me. Catch me slipping. I mean, that's why I got a gun. No, that's why I've had guns forever. But I mean, you keep a gun because you would always rather be ready than have to get ready. These people are crazy. Could you imagine if a conservative wrote an article like that? Geared towards the gay community, the trans community, the black community, any of that, like some white conservative. If that headline started off with, if you had told this right-wing male, this suburban right-wing white male that I would own a gun 10 years ago, I would have called you crazy. No, that's the correction. But you're not even allowed to acknowledge that you're white in headlines because that's racism. To even acknowledge you're white is racism. That's a privilege. Dang it. Only one race is allowed to acknowledge whatever they are, and it ain't us. What was the original headline? It was, conservatives are terrified that people like me are buying guns. If that read, trans are terrified that people like me are buying guns, maybe they should be. Or blacks are terrified that people like me are buying guns, maybe they should be. Or white liberal affluent women are terrified that people like me are buying guns, maybe they should be. Hashtag Renee Good. F around, find out. Man, they would lose their minds if a conservative wrote such a headline. If a white male, right-wing, suburban, white male wrote such a headline. Man, these people, the Democrat double standard, I'll go to my grave. At this rate, it may be sooner than I want. I'll go to my grave being convinced that if Democrats didn't have double standards, they wouldn't have any standards. Let's take a break real quick. This is the Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 FM, WYAB.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
103.9 WYAB. Pocahontas, Jackson.
For over 15 years, A1 Gear and Auto has been your hometown specialist for your auto repair and maintenance needs. From brake repair to placement, to radiators, engines, starters, alternators, heat, and AC water pumps, and more, A1 will get your vehicle back up and running and on the road and in a timely manner. A1 is one of the only shops in the metro that specializes in rear differentials, rear ends, and rings and pinions. Call today to set up an appointment, or if you got questions, at 601-939-1060. A1 Gear and Auto, your hometown vehicle specialist.
Looking to make technology work for your business instead of the other way around? Visit brentech.ms today. From reliable network infrastructure and wireless internet to cloud or on-premise backups, Brentech has solutions that keep your business connected, secure, and running smoothly. Don't let tech headaches slow you down. Discover how Brentech can simplify and elevate your business at brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. Brentech, technology made easy.
Hey, business owners, want your phones to ring away? Get your name on the airwaves with the Clay Edwards Show today. Tell the town who you are while they're driving in their cars. If you want your business to grow, advertise on the Clay Edwards Show. Contact info at WYAB.com. Contact info WYAB.com.
Get ready, Jackson, for 2 big nights at Martin's Downtown. Mustache the Band is bringing the party as the official Dixie National Rodeo After Show on Friday, February 20th and Saturday, February 21st. It's a 90s country party with high-energy live music and a crowd that's ready to have a good time. Links for tickets are on the Martin's Downtown Facebook page. Don't miss Mustache the Band live at Martin's Downtown, February 20th and 21st.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
The new year is off to a fast start, but you can't keep up if your vehicle is sidelined. Get to Mazda of Jackson and take advantage of these super deals before time runs out. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, and Mazda 3s with approved credits, and get 1 year maintenance included in your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit I-55 Frontage Road.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards.
Welcome back in to the show, the Clay Edwards Show, brought to you by our friends over at McBee's Bar and Grill right there, Lake Harbor Drive, Ridgeland, Mississippi. You know that they're the last great dive bar right there in Ridgeland, the last one, the last great dive bar in this area. Now, you know, I know that dive bar is subjective. The term is subjective. I mean, some would say Martin's is a dive bar, but they redid it, and I love it. But it's not really a dive anymore. It's actually a really, really nice place. But, you know, dive bar, like I say, it's subjective. You know, dive bar is a state of mind. It really is. I truly believe that, by the way. But anyway, McBee's. It's a state of mind, and it's a dive bar. It's both, physically and mentally. They redid it a little bit. It's nice. It's clean, but it's old. It's an old building. It's got that vibe, you know. It's got that dive bar vibe. Anyway, swing by, check them out for lunch today. It's beef tips and rice, and that is their most popular day of the week. Get there early, or get there late, or get there on time, whenever. There's always plenty of seating, whether it's inside or out on the covered, heated and cooled patio. Well, it's not really cool, but it's got fans. But my point being, weather is not a problem out on the patio at McBee's Bar and Grill. So swing by, enjoy them for lunch today or any other day. Again, today's Blue Plate special is beef tips and rice. Hey, if that's not your thing, don't worry. The full menu's available. Try the award-winning wine burger. My personal favorite, the club sandwich, the red beans and rice with country please and sausage, or they have multiple other Blue Plate options that are there every day available for you, such as hand-battered country fried steak. That's the key, right? Hand-battered, not frozen. Hand-battered country fried steak, grilled chicken breast, or hamburger steak. So if you're doing a keto diet, low-carb diet, they got options for you. They got a bunch of fixed vegetables available every day. Some got carbs, some don't. Speaking of carbs, you need to try their Mexican cornbread. It might be the best Mexican cornbread I've had because it's like the fluffy cornbread. I'm not even a cornbread guy, but I love the Mexican cornbread at McBee's with the red beans and rice. Chef's kiss. Check them out. I think they're on like Grubhub and DoorDash. They're on some of the delivery apps. I don't know which all one, so you don't have to even dine in. You can get it to go or carry out or delivery. They do catering too, by the way. All right. Hey, if you're watching on the Mazda Jackson live stream, I got a favor to ask. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. Drop a comment. Even if you disagree with me, you can send me the middle finger. Whatever works best for you. So, good morning to you, but it does help us with the algorithm. I know we ask a lot of our listeners here at WYAB. We ask you to support these great sponsors. We ask you to share our stuff all the time. And we're the little radio station that could. We went from a couple thousand watts to 50,000 watts. We went from no cameras in this studio to the ability to have 4 at any given time. We're streaming worldwide at WYAB.com. We're streaming in stunning HD at all of our independent social media networks to potentially hundreds of thousands of people. But you can't unlock all those followers if the few that are watching aren't hitting the like button, aren't engaging. Because YouTube works like this. X works like this. Facebook, if streaming there, works like this. If you're just watching, they don't know that you like it. And what they do is they share that content based on other people with like-minded interest. So therefore, they'll recommend our content to other viewers who may have some of the same interest as you, people who may have liked similar content as you. All right, speaking of that, speaking of social media, I kind of wanted to set that up. I was listening to a podcast this morning, and I will share it with anybody that wants it. I was watching it on YouTube. It's the Diary of a CEO podcast. Really good. The guy does great interviews. I don't know his name, but he does really, really good interviews. And he had somebody on there that had written a book. They had two people on there, actually. I don't know their names. It was just kind of auto playing when I woke up this morning. And they were talking about just brain rot and how social media, in particular, short form videos are causing brain rot. And it was so timely that I ran across this because I typed up this while I was working out last night between sets. I was out in my garage 3 hours working out, and I really wasn't working out the whole time because in between sets, I was taking like a 15-minute break to try to type something. And I got to the end of it, or I got probably 5,000 words in and realized, Clay, nobody's going to read this. Nobody. So I just saved it to the drafts and said, maybe later I'll post it as a blog or something. But if you've noticed, if you've been following me for a while, especially for the last 3 to 4 weeks, I have not posted any short form clips of this show. I haven't posted any FAFO videos in a few weeks. It's because I just sat there and decided that I wanted to take a step back from all of it. I've been deleting a lot of my old stuff, not because I'm embarrassed by it or anything like that, or I'm worried that somebody's going to see something. I mean, I don't care. It's been out there. It's got millions of views. People have seen it. It is what it is. But I realize that I've been a big part of that problem. This little short form, 30 to 90 second content. And I'm not saying I'm ever going to post it again, but the clips from this show in particular, they're out of context and it's just boom, 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 boom. And I don't make any money on them. They bring a lot of drama. They bring a lot of eyeballs. I don't know if the upside outweighs the downside. But they were talking about how this short form content, especially from TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, it's causing people's brains to literally rot. Now, it ain't a permanent rot. If you can kind of do a detox with this stuff, like 8 weeks, you'll start getting your short-term memory back. But and I've noticed this happening to me, is that the more I watch this real quick short form content, the less I remember watching the short form content, or the harder it becomes to remember anything I want to talk about. And I'm sure y'all can see it when you listen to the show. There's times that I'll get hung up. I'm like, I can't remember. It's because I watched a 30-second or a 60-second video about something, and I thought, well, surely I can remember that. And I do in the moment. I could dang near recite it back to you verbatim within the first couple of minutes, 10 minutes of listening to it, watching it. But by the time the next morning rolls around, I've completely forgotten what I wanted to talk about. Even if I make a note of it. It's like, okay, I see it, but what were the details of it? So I say that to say this. It's also causing something called, and this word doesn't actually exist. I had to write it down while I was getting ready this morning. And the word is horizonlessness. Horizonlessness. I was like, without them going another word, saying another word, I knew exactly what that word meant. But they continued on, and the lady says that it's like you're just living. And I said in the intro to the show, we were going to talk about just living and just feeling blah. Now I take testosterone. I have goals, all this stuff. I'm doing everything on my end for the most part that I need to be doing to not have a feeling of horizonlessness. And what that means is, and I found this really interesting, and I wish I had somebody in here to have a deeper conversation with about this. It means you're just living life with no real destination. And I said, well, I've been feeling like that a lot lately. It's just get up, go to work, come home, work out, do show prep, go to sleep, wait for the weekend, rinse, repeat. And it's just, you're just living life with no real destination other than not living life anymore at some point. Very unaccomplished, not excited. So I haven't had a chance to take a deep dive into this yet, but I am curious what it says about how not to live horizonless. So I asked Gronk this morning as I was getting ready to come in here, kind of what it thought about it. So this is man, let's just see what it says about it here real quick. So it thought I said Verizonous, and honestly, same thing. It says, got it, Verizonous. That clicks now. So I'm seeing it. Maybe it can explain it a little better to you. It's going to use cell phone service as the analogy here. It says it's like when you're on the network, but there's no signal tower in sight, no bars, no map, no quote, you are here, dot. Just endless scrolling, endless data, but zero direction. Living to live, breathing, eating, binging, sleeping without a why. No finish line, no upgrade plan, just signal. Kind of bleak when you say it out loud, right? Like we're all on a 5G plan with unlimited everything except purpose. If that's the vibe you're feeling, you're not alone. A lot of folks quietly admit, quote, I'm here, I'm fine, but where am I going? And it asked me, did I want to talk about it like it's a psychiatrist? I said, no, I just heard it on a podcast and it piqued my interest. It said, yeah, it makes total sense. Sounds like you caught the Mel Robbins podcast episode from a January 2025, the one with Dr. Aditi Nurukura. I'm sure I'm butchering her name. That's not it's not the actual podcast I was listening to, but this must be the lady that was on this podcast. She talks about horizonlessness, which is basically that foggy, flatline feeling, no future spark, no goals pulling you forward, just existing. Like the horizon has been erased, no landmarks, no next thing. She calls it a stress hangover. It's like your brain clamps down during crisis, survival mode. Then afterwards, boom, delayed emptiness, no excitement, no plans, even if life's, quote, fine. The journalist who coined it, Kayana Magadam, described it as having no horizon or hope. Let's take a break real quick. We may pick this back up at the top of the first hour. And yes, I know Jesse Jackson died. I'm putting something together to say about it. We may get to that at the end of the show. We may not. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back on WYAB.
WYAB.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's it's a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res since 1982.
This is Jack Hoffman. For nearly 31 years, Tico Steakhouse has been a staple of fine dining in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad has long since desired for me to come work alongside him. And now that I'm here, I would like to invite you to come experience our family tradition of our hospitality, sizzling steaks, and healthy poured beverages. Our dining rooms are open and we are taking reservations. Our private rooms are also available along with takeout. Call today or stop in and experience Tico's in the second generation.
Tico's Steakhouse, East County Line Road in Ridgeland, 601-956-1030.
Hey, this is John with MES. That's Mississippi Energy Services. We sell, service, and install all makes and models of home and business generators. One thing that we do different than a lot of other companies is we do all the work ourselves. We don't use subcontractors. We go from the original estimate, the design, to the final product. That way we can control the quality of the job from the beginning to the end. We are online at msenergy.us.
Get ready, Jackson, for 2 big nights at Martin's Downtown. Mustache the Band is bringing the party as the official Dixie National Rodeo After Show on Friday, February 20th and Saturday, February 21st. It's a 90s country party with high-energy live music and a crowd that's ready to have a good time. Links for tickets are on the Martin's Downtown Facebook page. Don't miss Mustache the Band live at Martin's Downtown, February 20th and 21st.
Grizz Nation, your Memphis Grizzlies are back at FedEx Forum after the All-Star break on Friday, February 20th to host the Utah Jazz. Get here and get loud for the home team on Gospel Night. Grab your tickets today at grizzlies.com/tickets or at the FedEx Forum box office in Memphis.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
The new year is off to a fast start, but you can't keep up if your vehicle is sidelined. Get to Mazda of Jackson and take advantage of these super deals before time runs out. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, and Mazda 3s with approved credit, and get 1-year maintenance included in your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit I-55 Frontage Road.
Efficient and trouble-free payroll processing is crucial to a business's success, and a lot of businesses are struggling with it. PeopleLease, a local payroll provider, not only offers top-of-the-line software, but also provides on-demand payroll support services. With PeopleLease, you're never on your own at every step of your payroll process. PeopleLease has the expertise in managing payroll challenges and will work hard to understand your business and employees. That's what makes PeopleLease the perfect choice for you and your business. Learn more online at peoplelease.com.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show on WYAB. Man, we got about a minute here for the top of the hour news break. When we come back, we may dive into the Jesse Jackson stuff. I'm putting something together because, I'm not going to be real about it. I'm only going to be real about it. So we're going to look at a few of the things that Jesse has said about Donald Trump. I had somebody ask me this morning, Clay, do you think your Lord and Savior is going to fly the flag at half-mast for Jesse Jackson? I thought about it. I didn't want to immediately respond. I had a 30-minute ride here from Brandon to think about it this morning. So when we come back, I think we'll dive into that. And I want to talk about several other things too. So y'all don't go anywhere. Going to be an action-packed hour to go on the Clay Edwards Show, WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB. Pocahontas, Jackson.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Jesse Jackson, a charismatic champion of civil rights who pushed for a rainbow coalition, died today at the age of 84. Team coverage begins with correspondent Ed O'Keefe.
In a statement this morning, Jackson's family wrote, quote, "Our father was a servant leader, not only to our family, but to the oppressed, the voiceless, and the overlooked around the world. His unwavering belief in justice, equality, and love uplifted millions and we ask you to honor his memory by continuing the fight for the values he lived by.
I'm Michael Wallace. Civil rights leaders are praising the Reverend Jesse Jackson and his legacy. National Urban League president and CEO Mark Morial tells CBS Mornings Jackson brought the ethos of civil rights into mainstream politics.
There would not have been a Barack Obama without a Jesse Jackson.
The Reverend Al Sharpton says when he wanted to rebel, Jackson kept him on track.
He kept his country on track, kept his world on track. He became the moral center. He became the standard bearer.
President Trump's posted to Truth Social saying he knew Jackson well. He calls him a good man with lots of personality, grit, and street smart, someone who truly loved people. His family says Jackson died peacefully. They don't say where or give a cause, though he suffered from a rare neurological disease. Indirect nuclear talks between the U.S. and Iran lasted about 3 hours today. Lise Doucette is in Iran.
The word from the top negotiator for Iran, the foreign minister Abbas Araghchi, he said, we're going to Geneva with real ideas. And that's what we're hearing here too, that Iran is now ready to compromise. It's ready, for example, to look at diluting its highly enriched uranium.
President Trump has repeatedly threatened to use force if Iran doesn't rein in nuclear production. In a rare show of force, Iran announced temporary closure of the Strait of Hormuz today for live fire military drills. Court documents reveal information about the person who killed 2 people and critically wounded 3 at a high school ice hockey game in Pawtucket, Rhode Island yesterday. CBS's Anna Schechter.
The shooter had a history of conflict with their family, disputes, even bringing that into the court system, and that their gender identity had been part of some of these disputes with family members.
The shooter died of a self-inflicted gunshot. Artificial intelligence is everywhere now, including in the city. Sabina reports from Rome.
The Vatican will begin to offer AI-assisted live translations of Mass in 60 languages. Starting next week, the faithful will be able to follow services on their smartphones during the main celebrations at St. Peter's Basilica.
This is CBS News.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsor.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST for a 25.
Local news is brought to you by Fusion Coffee House in the township in Ridgeland, reminding you to attend the free Township Jazz Festival on Saturday, April 11th.
Jackson City Council makes a reluctant choice. Today, partly sunny and 71. Mostly cloudy tonight with a low at 57. Wednesday, it's mostly cloudy and 77. Rain comes in Thursday night with chances Friday and Friday night. With news on 103.9 WYAB, I'm Chris Davis.
Right now, neither the city council nor the mayor have any control of our water sewer system.
Jackson Mayor John Horn on the vote to send a resolution to the state legislature supporting the creation of the Metro Jackson Water Authority.
So we're not giving up anything. We're getting something back.
The new board, controlled by the state, would give Jackson's leaders 6 in 9 votes on the board and would be the new governing authority for the city's water and sewer system once the third-party manager system is done. No arrests announced yet in a shooting that happened early Monday morning on Champion Hill Drive, where a man who had been shot several times was able to drive himself to a gas station on East McDowell Road and call 911. The man was unable to tell police many details about the shooting, including why it happened. In another shooting that happened early Monday, the victim was not so lucky. He was found dead in the parking lot of the Chapel Ridge Apartments on Raymond Road. Police have not made any arrests and as of yet may not have any suspects in mind. The man's name was not made public. If you have the single serving sizes of Flavor Fresh peanut butter, House Recipe creamy peanut butter, and Katie's Kitchen smooth peanut butter in the cabinet, those have been recalled because of some small blue pieces of plastic that may have gotten in the peanut butter. Those were sold in Mississippi and 40 other states. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Serpent Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
Welcome to the Clay Edwards Show. More adrenaline.
You know, it's a pretty interesting time to be alive. What's the saying that made the times you live in be interesting? We have accomplished that.
And more testosterone for your morning drive.
But when you know you've got a problem, how about tell people and be honest? What's going on?
Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson.
I feel like Jackson, Mississippi.
No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal. And they don't care. And everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now. And I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met a motherfucker.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster Clay Edwards.
Boom goes La Dynamite. It's hour 2 of the most incendiary show on the RADIO. Bingo was his name. Oh, the Clay Edwards Show here on the 50,000 watt blowtorch WYAB, streaming online worldwide in stunning HD, and my Bill Goldberg Ragland style t-shirt. It's new, but it's got a big throwback vibe to it, as you can see on there. We're on the Mazda of Jackson live stream at Save JXN on not Facebook, on YouTube, X, and Rumble. Make sure you're following me on social media as well. You can find me on just about every platform at Save JXN or at Clay Edwards Show, and both on some. We're on both of those on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And we're on at Save JXN on all of them. Oh, let's see here, man. A1 Gear and Auto. For all your automotive repair needs, all your ring and pinion needs. They are the leader in ring and pinion work here in Central Mississippi. Of course, they can do anything. You got a bearing going out in the front of your Nissan Altima, Nissan Rogue. You know, those hub assemblies, those bearings, it eats those things up. And Nissan Altima drivers are already just terrible drivers to begin with. So you throw in a faulty part from the manufacturer and the terrible driving and the bad roads around here, and you could be out at A1 Gear and Auto monthly getting those things replaced. I know any mechanics or Nissan drivers that are listening to the show this morning, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Shout out to my buddy Jason. Shout out to my Uber driver. Anyway, look, A1 Gear and Auto, they got you faded right over there. Highway 49 South, Florence, Mississippi. Big white building, big red sign. All your automotive repair needs, from your hubs to your rear ends to your front ends, your air conditioner not blowing cold, engine not working right, motor running hot. They can do it all, except diesel engine repair. They'll refer you to somebody. I can refer you to somebody. I got a couple of buddies that own diesel engine shops. Hey, by the way, Houston, You need to be advertising with your boy. All right, man, let's get back to it. Hey, I want to stay on, we're going to hit the Jesse Jackson stuff in a minute. I want to stay on this horizonlessness topic because I got a good text from somebody, and a couple of you guys and girls asked me for the link to that podcast. So I do have it. I will send it. Text me on the Ellis Autoplex text line if you want the link to it. It's a couple hours long, but it's a good listen. The number 769-241-1944. My buddy Bobby, and we'll just say that, he texted in regards to the horizonlessness conversation. And Bobby's a dude, man, that I've always respected, looked up to a lot. He's been a successful businessman the entire time I've known him. Has a beautiful wife, family, business owner. I mean, just a guy that he's got his stuff together. And so it's interesting knowing that other people that you look at and just think, man, these guys are just, they got it, they're tight, they got it all together. And they have the same feelings you do. So you just never know. It ain't about money, it ain't about status, it ain't about anything. You know, that mental health is a real thing. That's one thing we don't question on this show. I know y'all think I'm just soulless at times. I don't have any compassion or anything, but mental health is a real thing. Mental illness and mental health aren't exactly the same thing. They can, those, you know, we always like to say people who are evil, oh, you know, you don't know what his mental health was. I don't care what his mental, once you go and decide to kill people in a hockey arena, in a school, anywhere else, your mental health is the least of my concerns. What all I really want to know is, did we fix it with a bullet? That's all I want to know. Once you've decided to go kill other people, the only real cure for your mental illness is a bullet, in my humble opinion. Anyway, have I said I digress yet today? If not, here's your daily I digress. If this was a nighttime show, we could play a drinking game with how many times I say, but I digress. And y'all would be wasted. Like you would have to go to the emergency room and get your stomachs pumped. Maybe I'll do a jar in here, like a swear jar, but a I digress jar. Anyway, Bobby says on the Ellis Autoplex text line, same feeling, man. And most people I know exactly the same. I think it has a lot to do with all the negative headlines and the bleak outlook on the news outlets portray since, and the bleak outlooks all the news outlets portray since and before COVID dominated the headlines. It's the everyone has a hidden agenda and no one can be trusted anymore mentality. It closes off potential friendships and makes everyone sort of get back in their shell, leaving them feeling like they are alone, no real feelings of hopefulness, looking towards the future. And I was like, man, that is exactly right. And I think, you know, it goes back to what I initially started this off talking about, social media and the internet. And nobody that I know has benefited more from the social media than I have. But I can also admit that it's a double-edged sword, right? Live by the sword, die by the sword. It's a double-edged sword. It has brought me notoriety. It has brought me friends, women, money. It's created a lot of opportunity for your boy over the years. Helped me sell a lot of cars, pack a lot of clubs, bring a lot of eyeballs to my platform, to my radio show, my podcast, my videos, my TikTok, everything. So it's a lot of good. But with that attention can come a lot of bad. Not everybody's going to agree with you. I had to learn that. What do you mean? You watch stuff you don't agree with. Why would you watch things you don't agree with? But anyway, what I said back to Bobby was, and talking about the internet, let me find my text here. And I said, you know, the internet has allowed us to compartmentalize and just shut ourselves off from the real world without 100% feeling like we've shut ourselves off from the real world, because there's still this connection. We can still reach out and communicate with people through our, as Andrew Gosser calls them, our anxiety devices, our phones. And that, what a perfect name for these things, our anxiety devices. And it was talking about ways you can kind of start divorcing yourself from your phone a little. Now, this is something I started doing a couple of years ago. When I lay down in bed, I lay my phone face down. I set my alarm and I put my phone on the charger. I even went and got a a wire charger instead of the wireless, so the screen wouldn't light up and light the room up anytime I got a notification. I keep my phone on silent all the time. But at nighttime, I don't touch my phone once I get in bed. All right. Even last night, I was texting with my lady friend, and I was like, I'm in bed. I'm putting my phone down. Good night. Once I lay my head down, I don't cut the TV on. I don't pick up my phone. Now, that has put me in some bad situations because my daughter ended up in a bad situation not too terribly long ago and needed a ride. And she tried calling me a bunch, and I slept straight through it. So I am going to have to rethink this, unfortunately. But I don't touch my phone. And then I don't look at my notifications when I first wake up for at least 30 minutes. And that's on like a Monday through Friday. So on the weekends, when I wake up, I usually get out of bed. Unless I have something to do, I'll get out of the bed because I have some nerve damage from a shoulder surgery. So my arms go numb and my hands go bad numb, and they hurt really, really bad. And the longer I lay down on my back, the more it hurts. Now, I can sleep through it usually, but if I'm kind of in and out of consciousness, the pains, it's that numbing pain that's so bad. Anyway, that's a moot point. I get up and I go to the couch. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all here. And I kind of build me like a little ramp with my pillows where I can kind of sit up while I'm still laying, and it doesn't cause that numbness, that nerve damage, that numbness. And also have carpal tunnel in my left hand. Anyway, just getting old here. So, but I won't touch my phone. I won't look at my notifications on a Saturday or Sunday morning for a couple hours. I'll just cut on YouTube on the TV. And some would say, Clay, it's the same thing. You're still going to the internet. Maybe, but it's not short form. It's not doom scrolling first thing in the morning. So that's one thing that they said in the video about how to kind of start unwinding the brain rot. Something else I've done a while back, and if y'all ever try sending me messages online, you know this. I cut my notifications off on all my social media platforms a long time ago. And it had nothing to do with this, but I'm glad I did it. The only one I have on is my Facebook Messenger. I've muted a ton of text messages, like group text, just to avoid constant notifications. And today I'm going to go through and do away with a lot of these unnecessary news apps that I have. And I know with what I do for a living, I need them. But what I've noticed is, since so many news channels are owned by the same conglomerates, they just all send the same dang notification out. You're just getting notifications just to get them. Like I get news from Baton Rouge, Memphis, so these other places. I like to keep up with what's going on in the Southeast. But what I've realized is, outside of just very localized violent crime in Memphis or Baton Rouge or New Orleans or whatever, like Pookie shot John Tavius at the gas station in Memphis, I don't need to know about that. Y'all aren't going to be interested in that. I'm not interested in it. And any story that's big enough, they all share anyway, regionally. But it's just an additional notification constantly. I'm going to go through today and delete a lot of these unnecessary news apps that I have on my phone, because just like you live in this constant like anxiety. It's like notification, like my emails. I'm going to check my email at some point throughout the day. I don't need a notification every time I get an email. There's not an email coming through that requires my immediate attention ever. My boss man here at the radio station will send me an email, but he usually follows it up with a text or a call, says, hey, I just sent you an email. Will you check that and approve this ad or whatever? So I get a notification about a notification from him, which I like that. He lets me know that I can cut my email notifications off. Because God, we all get so many useless notifications. Anyway, that was a way bigger rant than I planned on doing about notifications. But that's one of the things you can do to start easing some of that anxiety. You know, other things, this app, that podcast talked about was taking these casino apps off your phone, which I don't have those. Like I said, I'm not a gambler. I support anybody that wants to do anything. I support mobile sports betting in Mississippi. I don't have a problem with any of it, because I'm probably not going to do it. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Probably not. It was legal before. I played a little bit of fantasy, like get daily fantasy stuff during the NFL season, but I mean, $20 here, $20 there, whatever. He actually was pretty good at it. And they like, no, hold on now. Y'all can't be gambling in Mississippi. We Baptist here. You can only gamble here if you do it in the privacy of your home. Anyway, oh, so stupid. These laws don't make any sense to me at times. But anyway, man, let's read some of your texts here on the Ellis Autoplex text line. We'll check out some of the live stream chats too. Terry says, iPhone Focus is awesome. Mutes everyone except who you allow to call you. Yeah, I need to go through and dabble with some of my notifications and some of the settings on my phone and take advantage of just some of the privacy stuff. Let's see here. Unknown texter says, oh, hey, Clay, this is Chris. Will you send that to me? It sounds like what I'm going through in life right now. Chris, here you go. Just send it. Let's see here if we got any more text on the text line. That's it on the text line this morning. Let's check the live stream before we go to break here, see if anybody has got anything. When we come back, we're going to jump head first into the Jesse Jackson stuff, even though I don't really care about it. Shout out to my boy, the moderator. Another $5 super chat. Guys, just remember, you're welcome to tip your boy over there at the super chats. If you're watching on YouTube, it is much appreciated. If you got a business you want to plug, do it over there. Send me a super chat. I'll plug you. Thank you to Justin, man. Y'all get out there and see him today at Martin's Livingston. He's the bartender. It's Tuesday. What is it? Smoked ribs on Tuesday at Martin's at both locations. Also, don't forget this Friday and Saturday night, Martin's downtown. It's the Dixie National Rodeo official after party with my favorite 90s country band. Hell, not just my favorite 90s country band. They're my favorite cover band. Legitimately, the Mustache the Band. This Friday and Saturday night, immediately after the Dixie National Rodeos at the Martin's downtown location. But look, man, Martin's, either location, they're your favorite spot for plate lunches, great dinners. At the Livingston location, they have a market attached to it with a gas station, and they sell a lot of their most popular items frozen, like flash frozen, and in the airtight zip, in the airtight packages for you to take home and cook. Their steaks, their pasta. I love Martin's pasta. They sell their pork skins, all the different flavors. I get the barbecue. It's my personal favorite. And then they sell their pimento cheese, which they make in-house, the jalapeno pimento cheese. They've got it there in-house. Man, I'm telling you, you get those pork skins, you get that pimento cheese, get you a little spreader knife or spoon, you put it on a pork skin, throw it in your mouth. Thank me later. And it's carb free, except for whatever the seasoning on the unless the barbecue rub on the pork skins has got sugar in it. Anyway, let me go through these texts real quick. We're running over, but I don't want to continue this topic on the other side of this break. So let's see here. 601 Magnolia watching on YouTube says, I keep my phone silent too. When the ringer is on, I want to throw it across the room. It dings so much. Rosso Duro over on YouTube says, better to get news from a source of your choice over watch TV mainstream media. Moderation with everything, including moderation. Also says that social media is a double-edged sword. Ain't no doubt about it. Natal.com says, someone has been listening to the Walk for Peace monks. Good men. Yes, odd for a white nationalist to say, but we were all about truth. Who's the white nationalist? All right, look, let's take a break real quick. One last live chat. Also Duro 7794 over on YouTube says, keep those electronics at a distance, particularly when you're sleeping. Absolutely. And one of the other things I'm going to start doing that it recommended is when you're sitting down with your friends, with your family, your girlfriend, your husband, wife, whatever, kids, or you're just you sitting down watching something on TV, I'm going to start putting my phone on the other side of the room on the charger instead of having it in front of me and just picking it up. It's just like an addiction. Just pick it up. It's like a nervous twitch. I'm going to start trying to spend less and less time with my phone in arm's length. We'll be right back here on The Clay Edwards Show.
1039 WYAB.
Your roof is constantly exposed to the elements, battling dirt, algae, and stains. But with Watkins Construction and Roofing Roof Wash Service, you can keep it looking like new. A proprietary rooficide treatment is EPA approved, safe, and guaranteed to prevent algae from coming back for at least 2 years. No harsh chemicals, no damage, no black streaks. Just a clean, beautiful roof that lasts. Call Watkins Construction and Roofing at 601-966-8233 or visit nomoreroofstains.com today.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
When second's making a play, short's got it covered.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Come see me, Jamie Creel, at Shelter Insurance and see why Forbes has rated us #1 in the world.
Men, let's talk about low testosterone. Do you suffer from any of these symptoms? Low sex drive, ED. Are you always tired, depressed? You have loss of muscle mass? You're obese? Maybe you have loss of focus and drive? Then you, my friends, may suffer from low testosterone. Let my buddies over at Men's Health in Mississippi, located right there in Madison, check your numbers today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. Check them out online at menshealthms.com. That's menshealthms.com. Men's Health Mississippi. Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle serviced or repaired? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back to the Clay Edwards Show, WYAB, inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios this morning. It's Tuesday morning here in the SIP. This segment brought to you by my buddy, Mr. Dylan Anglin, over at Anglin Plumbing, right here in Central Mississippi, located over there in Pearl, Mississippi. Hey, look, when leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Call Anglin Plumbing. Need a water heater installed? Call Anglin Plumbing. And you can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing ruin the day. Call Anglin Plumbing Service and get it fixed now. You can visit them online at Anglin, that's ANGLIN, plumbing.com to find out how Anglin can help you. And don't forget, they are hiring right now. You know, I beat it up, man. We want to get some Clay Edwards Show listeners over there working at Anglin Plumbing, starting at $50,000 a year, depending on experience, $50,000 and up, depending on experience. That's good money. He's going to train you how to be a plumber. You're going to get paid to go to a trade school, basically. On-job training. Man, that's priceless. Go learn a trade. I know some guys that are convicted felons that went to prison for meth and all kind of stuff. They got out, got to plumbing this exact same way, and now own plumbing companies and are making $200,000, $300,000 plus a year. And when I tell you, if they can do it, anybody can do it. And I don't mean that as an insult at all. I'm just saying, if you're rock bottom in prison because you had a meth charge and you're able to get out, you start plumbing, you got your head right, you got your life right with God, and now you own the business, and you're making $250,000 a year, less than 10 years from being released from prison, brother, that's a great opportunity. Take advantage of it. I'm not sure on them hiring felons or not. You need to ask them about that. But I don't want to speak for them, but y'all know that's something I don't have a problem with as long as, you're not a felon for, touching a child or something like that. Anyway. All right, let's jump into it. So I got a text this morning from a friend of mine who kind of took a jab at me, I feel like. First off, some of y'all get way too sensitive about me joking around about Trump being my Lord and Savior. But it's a joke. It's satire. It's okay. It's okay to laugh. It really is. Clay, you're never supposed to invoke Jesus' name. It's a joke. Well, I didn't invoke Jesus' name. I Lord and Savior, I know, semantics here, but I didn't say Jesus and I didn't say God. You can be a Lord and Savior and it can be something else. There's kings and queens call themselves my Lord. Oversee. It doesn't always have to be religious. Just remember that. Anyway, she says, is your Lord and Savior going to lower the flags half-mast for Jesse Jackson? I got to thinking about it because my initial reaction was, I hope not. Well, that's still my current reaction. I hope not. And I got to thinking, I was like, because I'm assuming that the black folks and the Democrats are going to be like, well, he lowered it for Charlie Kirk. Well, let me ask you this, and be honest now. Do you think Joe Biden would have lowered the flags half-mast for Charlie Kirk? He would not have. He absolutely would not have. Now, do I think Trump will? Yes, because Trump has one flaw, and he likes to take any opportunity he can to virtue signal to Democrats, and especially to black Democrats. Look, I see what I did. I love y'all. I'm not a racist. I love y'all. Like, it doesn't matter what he does because they always move the goalpost. It don't matter how many rappers he lets out of prison. It doesn't matter how many platinum plans he comes up with, how many black folks he puts in his administration, on his cabinets, or what he does. They constantly move the goalpost. Yeah, but you didn't do this. But what about this? But you didn't do that. So, like, again, you can't make these people happy. So I would just quit trying to appease them on any level. It's like what he's doing with Savannah Guthrie right now, with the Nancy Guthrie stuff. He's sent the FBI in and he's being like overly aggressive. Now I think we need to find this lady 100%, but is her disappearance a national incident, an international incident? Does it really require this much attention? But this country, one thing black folks say that I 100% agree with them on, this country has a missing white woman addiction. If a white woman goes missing, it becomes an international incident every time. One of my favorite streamers, a guy named Jeremy Prime, he goes by D-Day Cobra. He's one of the founders of the website Geeks and Gamers. He's been doing a lot on this Guthrie disappearance, and he calls it Breaking Guthrie, like Breaking Bad, like it's a TV show because of where it's at and a lot of the crazy stuff that's going on. So it does. It feels like a TV show. I think I was going somewhere with that, but just had a complete brain click as I was trying to tell y'all my point and telling y'all that. But anyway, we've got a lot to talk about as far as that goes. I want to circle back to Jesse Jackson for just a second. And, but anyway, that Trump came out yesterday or day before yesterday and said that he would instruct the DOJ to go after the death penalty if Nancy Guthrie is not returned alive, and we obviously catch whoever did this, which seems less and less likely with every passing day. So, but going back to Jesse Jackson, I was obviously not a fan. He said a bunch of very nasty things about Trump supporters, and I've got them pulled up here because I like receipts. Now, something I was not aware of because I was just too young. When I went back and watched the series about Jeffrey Dahmer, I didn't realize that Jesse Jackson was involved in that. See, I can sit there and say Jesse's done some good things, but he's done a lot of foul things too. And the Rainbow Coalition being hijacked by the Rainbow Supremacy is one that comes to mind. I think one of the last times we saw Jesse Jackson, he was out there pushing homosexuality and stuff. And I remember there was a black man, like independent journalist in the audience that was questioning him about it. And it was a very odd, very awkward scene as he was like pushing him. Don't you think this homosexuality in the black community is breaking up the nuclear family and pushing the father out of the homes and just all this stuff? I don't remember the exact context, but I just remember the black community was holding Jesse's feet to the fire about pushing this LGBTQ stuff at one of his last public appearances. But here's just some of the things. I just asked Grok, plain and simple. I said, what are some of the hateful things Jesse Jackson has said about Donald Trump and his supporters? And see, I'm a Trump supporter. So when you say these things, well, I tend to take it personal. I do. I do. Just like y'all take it personal, even though I'm not talking about you. Just like y'all take it personal anytime, I talk about like black culture right. Well, hold on a dang minute. Well, I'm not talking about you. You live out in Brandon. I'm talking about Pookie and him down on the block in Jackson. I'm talking about Quita twerking on the Taco Bell countertop because they didn't put enough hot sauce in her bag. Talking about the fatherless home epidemic. That don't involve you. Don't worry about it. But since you allow stuff to bother you that don't have nothing to do with you, that allows me to be bothered by things that you could say, Clay, well, he's not talking about you. So some of the key statements over the years, going back to 2017, on Trump rhetoric, fueling violence and extremism. It says in response to the Charlottesville event, which was a big lie, the old Charlottesville hoax, there's very fine people on both sides hoax. It says, quote, Jackson stated the ignorance and hate and fear and violence in Virginia is being fed from the top down. The incitement to violence is very apparently coming from the White House. He further criticized Trump's Make America Great Again slogan as meaning make America segregated again, implying a return to eras of racial exclusion. No group in this country has racially excluded themselves or racially segregated themselves by choice than Black America. That's just fact. That is 100% fact. Then it says, on Trump supporters enabling racism. This is back in November of 2016. I wonder if this was before or after the election, but Jackson accused Trump voters of complicity in racism, saying, quote, when you look at a candidate who espouses Jewish money, was Jesse Jackson an anti-Semite? Espouses Jewish money or ban the Muslims and a wall with Mexicans and can't accept the judgment of a Mexican judge. You look at all that racism and vote in spite of that. You're on the team. You're on that team. You're on the racist team. Don't use economic crisis for an excuse for racist behavior. Then it says on Trump's administration advocating authoritarianism and white supremacy back in April of 2018. Jackson called for opposition to Trump's policy, stating, quote, "The Trump administration has demonstrated in a word and deed that is an advocate of authoritarianism, not decency, and white supremacy, not multiculturalism." Now, I could go on and on and on. We're going to read this last one and we got to take a break. It says on Trump's overall impact and strategy from September of 2018. In a column contrasting Trump with Abraham Lincoln, Jackson wrote that Trump, quote, rails against immigrants, embraces neo-Nazis, assails the free press, and seeks with his Republican allies to dismantle effective governance. Now, we could do this all day, but we got to take a break. This is the Clay Edwards Show, WYAB. With all that said, no, I do not think Donald Trump should fly the flags at half-mast for Jesse Jackson. But do I think he will? 100%. I believe he will. We'll find out here in a couple hours.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's it's a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res since 1982.
Since 2012, Brentech Solutions has been keeping Central Mississippi businesses connected and protected. From secure data backup and cloud services with Synology to reliable network design and maintenance, servers, and business Wi-Fi, Brentech truly does it all. Brentech is your Ring Pro partner and smart home automation solutions provider. Brentech can handle Microsoft 365 support and even Starlink. Visit brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. IT solutions that work.
Here at Lakeland Glass and Tint, we've become well known for 2 things: window tint and windshields. Now, when it comes to window tint, you already know that we're the go-to for home, car, and office. And as always, we offer free consultations. So if you're in the need of window tint or windshields, give us a call, 601-946-1000. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram or at LakelandGlassandTint.com. Lakeland Glass and Tint, where quality matters.
Get ready, Jackson, for 2 big nights at Martin's Downtown. Mustache the Band is bringing the party as the official Dixie National Rodeo After Show on Friday, February 20th and Saturday, February 21st. It's a 90s country party with high-energy live music and a crowd that's ready to have a good time. Links for tickets are on the Martin's Downtown Facebook page. Don't miss Mustache the Band live at Martin's Downtown, February 20th and 21st.
Hey, business owners, want your phones to ring away. Get your name on the airwaves with the Clay Edwards Show today. Tell the town who you are while they're driving in their cars. If you want your business to grow, advertise on the Clay Edwards Show. Contact info at WYAB.com. Contact info at WYAB.com.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
The new year is off to a fast start, but you can't keep up if your vehicle is sidelined. Get to Mazda of Jackson and take advantage of these super deals before time runs out. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, and Mazda 3s with approved credit, and get 1-year maintenance included in your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit I-55 Frontage Road.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show here on WYAB. Inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios, this segment brought to you by friends over at Ellis Autoplex. Guys, get by there, see Casey and the team today or any other day. Highway 471, Flowood, Mississippi. Little Truck City. Man, they got a bunch of cars. A bunch of four-door trucks and SUVs, four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, but they specialize in four-door, four-wheel drive. That's what you folks want around here. It's what I drive. It's what you want to drive for the most part. They got cars and SUVs too. Casey knows what you like. He looks at what's selling, what he can get at the right price that makes it affordable for you to be able to buy from him. They got in-house financing available. Not in-house, like they don't tote the note themselves, but they have lenders in-house where you don't have to go outside unless you want to use your bank. They don't care one way or another, but they try to keep it simplified for you, streamlined, vertical, as they say. Keep it all in-house. Check them out today, ellisautoplex.com, or swing by and see them on Highway 471, right there, right close to the Highway 25 exit. If you're coming from downtown Brandon, you come all the way down like you're going to Highway 25. If you're coming down Highway 25, if you're heading east, take the right off 471, onto 471, and be the second dealership on the right. You can schedule appointments and get pre-approved online there at ellisautoplex.com. And of course, always don't forget, they will buy vehicles. They write you a local check today that you can go cash. They ain't doing no lowballing over there. It's going to be a fair market value offer. They're going to appraise the vehicle, going to walk over it with you, show you how he got to she's going to show you how he got to the number. So it makes sense for you. So you understand why you're getting a deduction or why he's paying extra or whatever the case may be. Ellis Autoplex, locally owned, locally operated. All right, let's jump into Savannah Guthrie stuff real quick. Somebody texted a second ago on the Ellis Autoplex text line, which if you want to do that number is 769-241-1944. And they said, Clay, now they switched radio stations for a minute. So first off, shame on you. It says, just listen to another radio station for a few minutes. Sorry, Clay. And they said Savannah Guthrie had written a book, and there's a chapter when they played lots of kidnapping games with their mother when they were kids. Is that true? So I Googled it. When I didn't Google, I asked Grok. I said, did Savannah Guthrie really write a book and discuss playing kidnapping games with her mother, Nancy? It says, yes. Savannah Guthrie wrote a book titled Mostly What God Does. Full stop. Democrats talking about God that support the things Democrats do just blows my mind. You can't support abortion and also claim to be a Christian. But I digress. Savannah Guthrie wrote a book titled Mostly What God Does, Reflections on Seeking and Finding His Love Everywhere, published in 2024. In it, she recounts a childhood memory from family summers in Arizona, where her and her cousins would playfully kidnap her sister Annie, and other cousins by loading them into a station wagon for spontaneous road trips to Tucson and Phoenix, or from Tucson to Phoenix. They would call home from a payphone, and her mother, Nancy Guthrie, would pretend to be shocked and play along, later driving to retrieve them after a few days. How old were they? Guthrie describes joking as a child with lines like, okay, we'll come get you in a few days. This anecdote has gained attention amid Nancy's 2026 disappearance, with some online commentators noting the irony. So, let's see here. I got it saved. So yesterday, the Pima County Sheriff comes out and clears the entire family of Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, which makes zero sense. Megyn Kelly, of all people, goes a scorched earth truth bomb on them right here. Give me 1 second here, and I'm going to have it ready for us. Now it's like 10 minutes long, so we're just going to start at the 4.5 minute mark, and we're going to listen about a minute of it. And I want y'all to hear what, let's see if I can get it to pull up in YouTube. Watch on YouTube. That's it. There we go. When you save a YouTube link to this note system I use, it tries to just play it within the note system, and I don't want that personal information from my notes on the screen. All right, so I got it here. Let me get it to the 4.5 minute mark. Sorry, I should have done this during the break. I thought it would be easier. Okay, here we go. Let me share the screen real quick. Y'all bear with you, boy. Bear with you, boy. It's gonna be worth it. I promise. I promise. Should I sing y'all a song while I'm doing this? All right, here we go. This is Megyn Kelly discussing why the Guthrie family should, in fact, not be assuming that they're not about. I think that's what we all think, right? Are we all on the same page that we believe that the family had something to do with this? I kept hearing it. It was playing from somewhere else. All right, now I got it figured out. I apologize for the issue there. Here we go.
Relatives of Nancy Guthrie, which is an interesting way of phrasing.
Hold on. I want to go back just a little bit.
Carlos, the DoorDash man, who I thought we'd already ruled him out, but he's reporting that indeed they are leaning away. And he also added that they are leaning away from relatives of Nancy Guthrie, which is an interesting way of phrasing it. What does that mean? Savannah, Annie, does it include the son-in-law, Tommaso, who's married to Annie? You could thread that needle such that it doesn't, but I think relatives would fairly encompass the son-in-law. And that does not dovetail with our own reporting today. We have contacted our law enforcement sources, and we have been steered off of that, saying no one has been cleared. They have not moved away from anyone. And until they have a perpetrator under arrest, assume everyone is still under scrutiny. So, the NBC report may have led to some in the Guthrie family feeling a bit relieved this morning. I'm here to tell you they should not feel relieved. Everyone is still under scrutiny until someone is in handcuffs. And that includes members of the Guthrie family. Sorry, but that's the truth. And I trust my source absolutely. Okay.
All right. So that was Megyn Kelly. And I'm assuming her source is within the FBI. So that, this is going to be interesting to follow, isn't it? I mean, I know that we've all been following this thing loosely. I haven't been as roped into this thing personally, but I'm getting there. The longer this drags out, the more interesting it becomes. We talked about that Amazon Ring doorbell deal the other day, and then boom, they released the footage that they said didn't exist from the door cam, and also some backlash. And we got to take a break real quick, but some backlash from that whole Super Bowl surveillance camera footage stuff, the Ring camera deal. Amazon has now scrapped its partnership with that AI surveillance company after the Super Bowl ad backlash. And I think what ended up happening was and I know they're two different companies, but Nest, who has the camera that was on Nancy Guthrie's house, I think the FBI being able to tap into the files they say didn't exist, on top of the attention that this whole kind of flock system was getting from the Super Bowl ad, has caused absolute chaos where people realizing, oh crap, everything we're doing is being recorded. We'll be right back. All right, guys. I wish I'd started that sooner. But hey, I think we hit a lot of good topics today. I appreciate everybody tuning in. The situation is strange, Spartacus. Little Nikki says, I'll catch it when they make a movie. Well, that's usually me. I'll usually just wait on this true crime stuff until Netflix does a 10-part docuseries about it, because I don't really like following this kind of stuff in live time and having to wait to find out what happened. I would rather, it's like, I rarely watch series when they're live on TV. I'll usually watch them I usually wait till the whole season's out so I can binge watch it and get to the end. But this one is becoming too big of a story for a guy that talks about the news every day to ignore. It's interesting for sure. I mean, my spidey senses from watching all these true crime documentaries over the years all say that the family's involved somehow or another, because they are always involved somehow or another. The family or a close friend. I even saw where some celebrities, maybe one of the Real Housewives people, came out and suggested that maybe it was even a rival local news reporter from the Arizona area that was jealous that Savannah got the Today Show gig and kind of scooped up out of the local market. She said, why isn't anybody looking at this? Could it be a jealous reporter? Like something straight from Anchorman. But you know what? It's not the craziest thing that I've heard. I mean, Savannah Guthrie makes like $8 or $10 million a year. Talk about getting paid. Talk about being overpaid. Anyway, she makes $8 or $10 million a year as the host on the Today Show. I don't think they need the money, so the family did it. So I don't think Savannah has anything to do with it. If anybody has anything to do with it, it's the brother and the sister. And I don't know their financial situation, but I'm guessing they don't make $8 to $10 million a year unless they're involved in some other kind of business, real estate, whatever, investments. So is there some financial jealousy there? I don't know. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank y'all.